Hello and welcome to episode 3. And I'm wondering, how did you go with the last one? Did you find that there is a place where you have that sense of status where you're valued and appreciated? Maybe it's your family, maybe it's a club or a hobby group or a church. Do you have that sense of status as we've described it? And what about privacy? Do you have enough or do you have too little? And what might you do to get that balanced if that's the case? And also autonomy. Are you able to call the shots in your life as much as you would like? Or does somebody else keep trying to take over? Or perhaps you do that to other people. Have you noticed if that's the case? Today we're going to take a look at another two of the needs. This time intimacy and community, which are actually two sides of the same coin of connection. There was a research study done not so long ago, and it was what they call a longitudinal research over a long period of time. And what they were trying to find out was what is or are the most important characteristics that enable people to thrive as they get older. And what came out far and away the highest, far above the others, was connection. Probably no surprise there, but the science backs it up. So connection is made up of these two coins, the two sides of the coin, or two sides of the coin. Intimacy on the one hand, community on the other hand. And intimacy we generally think of in terms of a sexual relationship with someone. And it can be that, but it doesn't have to be that. In this context, it's that sense that you have of being completely known. Being with somebody where you can be totally yourself without any facade whatsoever, and that they are still there. They don't run away or close off or whatever. It's that level of being known and seen, and of course doing that for somebody else as well. And it's really quite rare. If you're fortunate enough to have that relationship with someone, cherish it because it's truly valuable. And let us hope that you are, because it's a need that has to be met. It can be with one person, it may be with a handful, it's unlikely to be with more than that. We're usually that vulnerable only with a very, very careful few people in our lives. The other side of the coin is community. And community is really that connection to something bigger than us. Often it's a club or a hobby group or a cause that you might be connected with, or a church. But the point about it is that you're there together with a bigger perspective than just you. And one really important thing that I've found out is that when you, let us say you decide to join a club of some description, and you go along and maybe they have morning tea and then they have a guest speaker, and you're a new person and somebody welcomes you politely enough, and then you go to sit down and another member says, oh no, you can't sit there, that's somebody else's seat. There goes your sense of community right for a start. Community is not just turning up, it's being connected. And that requires, that's a two-way street. So when you turn up, you have to be willing to talk to people, you have to be willing to share a little bit about yourself and to find out something about them. But they have to be willing to do the same thing. And if you find that you go somewhere like that and you're not really welcomed, not genuinely really welcomed, then you could go away just as lonely as you were when you arrived. So if you are a member of such a group and new people come in, then it's important to realize they need to be made to feel connected. And if you are going to a club or a group for the first time, remember that you need to be able to share something of yourself as you choose, and that you need to be willing to listen to something from other people as well. So intimacy and community, two parts of the coin of connection, very, very, very important. So I hope you find that you do have that, and if you don't, consider how you might get it. Intimacy is a little harder because it doesn't just happen like that. It takes time, it takes trust, it takes vulnerability, and it takes testing as well. And so I do hope you have someone with whom you can feel that close connection. But the community one, easier to organize, easier to do, and I hope you can do that if you haven't already done so. Okay, so on to the next one in another few days. In the meantime, take care, have fun. I'll catch you later.